Hi, I'm Ingo. I'm working for the Scorpions and I'm Matthias guitar tech. We are here rehearsing in Peppermint Park Studio in our hometown Hanover to go on tour with a new album, and I'm presenting my setup to you. This is the pedal that started everything, the Lehle Dual SGOS. We had a problem during a gig in Mexico City Stadium in front of approximately 40,000 people. After we set up our system, we had this strange interfering noise on all speakers, louder than the actual signal. And it turned out we caught a radio station from somewhere. No idea how this happened. Lifting the grounds makes a sound system vulnerable for such interference. Having no idea how to solve the problem and run the show, I hooked up this pedal and it worked. Outputs A and B are electrically isolated. I can't explain to you in detail what happened there, all I know is that it worked. We could do the show and I could calm down again. Very, very good. This is how my Lehle experience began. Matthias is using two wireless systems and one cable as backup in case one of the wireless stops working. All three signals are routed through the 3-at-1. I'm activating this guitar on channel B with this button, and pressing the same button again will mute the signal and send it from output 2 to the tuner, which is very handy for quick tuning or changing instruments. The 3-at-1 gives me two outputs. One is the main out for the guitar amp, and the other output I'm using for a tuner in this case. This will also work with two amps, but for that I'm using the Lehle Dual SGOS, and I'm keeping the option to switch to the tuner very quickly. This works for all three inputs. When A is active, I can mute and tune. Same goes for C and for the cable backup. In each case, I can use the tuner very quickly. We are in the middle of our preparations for the upcoming tour with the new songs of the new album. New member in our setup is the Lehle D.Loop SGOS, since we are using a chorus and a distortion pedal for some songs and lately also a wah-wah. I don't want to have them in the signal path when they are not active, and I'm using the D.Loop to take them out of the signal path. The D.Loop has true bypass and is fully programmable. In loop A, I am using the distortion and the chorus together. If necessary, I can still switch them on-off individually. In loop B, we only have the wah pedal. If I need a bit more gain, I can also activate the buffer with the additional switch. All is programmable, so I just need to press one button to activate the settings I need. Considering the high levels of volume we are using and the certain demand for high sound quality we have, I would like to remove everything from the signal path that is not being used, and the D-Loop enables me to do that. That means I can put some effects in loop A, and once I don't need them anymore, I can bypass them. Now I am activating the loop with the effects again. There is a chorus and a distortion pedal. Now you can hear a bit of noise coming through, but not from the D-Loop, but from those pedals. This is unavoidable, since I'm using a lot of distortion and the chorus also produces some noise even when it's off, and this is the main reason why I like to remove them from the signal path sometimes. I press the switch and noise is gone. This is exactly what I need. Furthermore, I have a wah-wah in the setup, which is slaved into loop B, and in this case the actual wah pedal is on stage. And we are playing very big stages, sometimes stadiums, which means that I have to use 20-meter leads for the wah pedal. Such long cable runs usually come with a loss of signal, and this is another reason for me to disconnect it from the signal path. Besides, it's much too dangerous because the cable might get damaged or disconnected. To make up for the signal loss, I can activate this buffer with each loop. I can adjust the level up to plus 12 dB or less, just as I need it from case to case. This feature is, once again, fully programmable, and once I set the buffer with loop B, I will only have to press button B and the buffer will be activated automatically. Pressing A now will turn off the buffer and loop B with the wah pedal automatically, as I need only loop A with the chorus and distortion for the song, so now all is well. From here the signal goes to two amps, which are used simultaneously, and in addition to that I also hook up a talk box, which is either used separately or in a setup with all three signals parallel. The setup is hum and noise-free due to the electrical isolation between outputs A and B. This is exactly what I need. Normally I run amp A and B at the same time to get a very rich and full sound. I can switch off one of them. Now we hear only one. Now this is amp B on top. And this is only amp B. It's great to have these options without any humming or ground loops. There is also a voice box in the setup, as I mentioned earlier, and now I can program everything as I will need it later. For me this means A, the foot switch at the left-hand side is the main setup with both amps on. On the center button B, I have all three outputs active, even the voice box amp, which is connected to the third output T. Then there is one more setup for songs like The Zoo. When Matthias is playing the voice box solo, I only activate the voice box and the other amps are off. This is how it works, all programmable, and thus makes my work a lot easier, since I can switch everything from here and nothing makes unwanted noise. What you just heard was the voice box. This is what I am using and it works very well. I have no failures. The switches are extremely solid and make no switching noise, and the best, no humming. That's it.